Text scams, identity thieves, data leaks. Hearing about these online threats every day can be stressful. But don't worry. McAfee Total Protection is here to help you live a worry-free life online. What does worry-free mean? Well, it means you won't have to wonder if that text message is a scam, if new threats will pop up on your PC, or if you're safe from identity theft. Visit McAfee.com/online protection today to get award-winning online protection for just $39.99 your first year. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
Welcome to an exclusive episode of Mind Love. Today's episode is all about how the ego and God are one.
Your ego is your greatest gift from Spirit, from God. As a matter of fact, if you want to connect with God, you've got to connect with your ego. Your ego is only in your conscious mind. It identifies you as yourself. It allows you to feel the goodness and the things that you were doing. It helps you even make the positive choices. It has nothing to do with any of the mistakes or what's getting in your way, or the defense mechanisms which are created in the unconscious portion of your mind. Ego is not in your unconscious mind because it helps you to identify who you are. The word itself in Latin and Greek means I. That's it.
What's your relationship to your ego? We get a lot of mixed messages about ego. I think the first things I understood about it was just what it means to have a big ego or to be egotistical. So it didn't really sound like something I wanted to be. And then throughout my spiritual journey, I received messages like, drop your ego, or the ego is the enemy. That's actually the name of a book I love by Ryan Holiday. But I've definitely repeated those teachings myself. But lately, I've been really focusing on my beliefs, kind of auditing them, questioning them even when I think they're beneficial. And this idea of ego has been one of them. The reason I've been questioning it is because I found myself having thoughts like, I feel like maybe my ego just might be more forceful than others sometimes. Or getting down on myself because I couldn't let go of the ego in certain situations. And so because right now one of my intentions is to be aware of my beliefs or the things that I'm saying to myself, I had a brief moment of, is that thought really serving me? I'm doing the best I can, so if I could let go of the ego in that moment, I would have. And the moment I started questioning it, I remembered something that I learned about the ego back in high school philosophy class, about Freud's personality theory. He said that the human psyche was broken into 3 parts: the id, the ego, and the superego, and that they all develop at different times in our lives. Well, the id is all about our primitive instincts. So we experience these since birth, and they're all about basic needs and desires for survival and life. Our id instincts can be impulsive and unconscious, and they can also be unrealistic and illogical. Well, the ego develops a little later, and this is the part of our personality that makes decisions. It's the middleman between that illogical id and the real world. So it considers things like social norms and etiquette and rules when it's deciding how to show up in the world and how to behave. It's not really concerned with right or wrong, though, just about meeting those goals. Well, then there's the superego, and this is your moral compass. It persuades the ego to be guided by values rather than just realistic ways to survive and to feel good. So when I was thinking back to all this, I thought, the ego doesn't really seem like this evil thing to avoid at all costs. It seems like a necessary part of your personality. It's got good intentions, it just needs a little help from its friends. So what if instead of shunning the ego, we integrate it? We acknowledge its intention and we even feel grateful for it, but just understand that there are more pieces to the puzzle that need to be considered before we just act on the ego's first impulse. Thinking about the ego in this way has actually been a pretty big step in self-love and moving away from separation and towards unity. Because how can we really feel unity with our full selves if we're resisting such a big part of our own humanity? So that's what we'll be diving into today. And our guest is Vincent Genna. Vincent is known as the Tell It Like It Is and a truly authentic spiritual teacher and psychic therapist. And he also teaches all levels of psychic and mediumship skills, including communicating with animals. He's got a big personality and is such an amazing storyteller, so this will be a fun episode. And 3 key things we will learn are how you can open your mind and heart to what's holding you back, how to open yourself up to the psychic dimension, and how to integrate your ego for a more unified self. Hey there, wild minds. So this was just a preview, but you can access the whole episode with a Mind Love Premium membership. If Mind Love has been helpful to you in any way, consider helping support the show by joining this exclusive community. I promise I'm making it totally worth it. You get exclusive episodes, which means twice the Mind Love, in a private feed that imports right to your favorite podcast app, so you don't have to go to the web to listen. And that's not all. You also get all Mind Love episodes ad-free for uninterrupted listening. You get early access to episodes, and you get bonus video interviews and powerful meditation downloads. And finally, you get priority access to me, so you're free to reach out to me with any questions that you have about life, love, relationships, success, whatever it might be. And in more good news, you can get started free with a 2-week free trial. Just go to mindlove.com/premium. And if you're a student, reach out to me on Instagram and I'll give you a special discount.